Hey everybody, it's B-Dawg and welcome back to another reaction, and today is finally time. It's finally finally time to do this for once, because we're doing 100 reading your comments. Hooray for this one. And shocked to be news, this will be an hour video. And this one will be so it will be the first 1 hour video this year in the B-Dawg Gaming channel. Like the last 1 hour video, actually no, that's not true. Actually, this is the third one, actually. Oops. This is the third one this year. This is actually gonna be the third 1 hour video in this channel so far. So today we're going to react to reading your comments episode 100. So I won't do the stream because I can't even do it right now because stuff like that. So without further ado, let's begin right about now. I don't care about the ads. I will get them off in case there was one of them or something. There was one or two or something. I'll just rewind back and do this. So let's begin. Let's go.
100 comments.
Alright.
Jacksepticeye. Jack, when is the Reading Your Comments 100 episode gonna come out?
Oh no.
Fear not! It's here! Finally! It took me way too long, but I finally did it. I managed to get all the comments necessary, and we're doing this. Strap yourselves in. It's gonna be a hell of a ride. What's the chance Jack will respond? I don't know, man. Your chances got pretty high once I put this into the video. I mean, I'm still not sure if I'm going to respond or not, but I'm kind of 50-50. I'm on the fence. I'll let you know. Jack, is your hair cotton candy? No, my hair is grass. What kind of cotton candy is green? No, it's pink or nothing when it comes to cotton candy. This is green. It's grass. I'm growing flowers in it. I'm trying to get my spuds grown. Who else would love to see Jack as a narrator/announcer for their lives? Hands up.
In a world where nothing ever happens, everything is normal, and everybody is fine. But then, the Fire Nation attacked.
Jack, you don't need a megaphone to be loud. You're already louder than one. I have no idea what you're talking about! I love how Jack is one of the most interactive on YouTube with the community. Thanks, man. We have a little thing Jacksepticeye Incorporated called CCF. Community comes first. It's super important. But seriously, yeah, it is important. I like the community aspects of YouTube a lot, and I think it's I think it's the best part of doing YouTube, is building a community and interacting with them and making content for them and having them give feedback on the content and that kind of back and forth. It's really fun. I don't know why I wouldn't interact with that more. It's the best part of doing YouTube. Jack's hair is brighter than my intelligence.
Wait, what?
I don't know, man. My hair's getting pretty dull at this point. It's kind of fading. Is your intelligence fading along with my hair? Is that what's happening? Oh, God. That's a lot of pressure. I kept replaying the part where Jack killed himself.
Oh my God.
It's whatever. That's cool. Just living out a little power fantasy, are we? No, it's cool. If you just want to see me kill myself over and over again, that's fine. I got no problems with that. Jack's hair is brighter than my
And we're back.
Again, you guys need to aim a bit higher. This is getting dull. This is fading. It's still quite bright, but it's not going to stay this bright, so you got to fucking work for that. Go out there and make your future happen.
When I turn around, that's gone.
You know how they say there's a light at the end of the tunnel every time to try and be optimistic? Yeah, my hair is that light. My hair is the light at the end of the tunnel. Is that you?
Yeah.
Yeah? I think so. Feels like me. Smells like me. Sounds like me. Ah! Definitely me. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I just had one of those moments, you know. You know that moment when you tried to put the cucumber in the lemon, but it doesn't turn out right, so you microwave it for a few minutes, preceded by steaming, and then it's too thick for your liking, so you kick it and everything turns blue after the baking process? I hate that moment. Me too, man. And then you turn it upside down and you squeeze it and all the goop comes out, but then you don't know which one Mrs. Crockett actually wanted, so you end up just picking one at random, then it ends up killing her. Fucking worst moment. Fuck your Jack. It's okay. It's fine. Don't listen to him. He didn't mean it. I know you're my Jack, and he wants to fuck you, but he didn't mean it. I swear. Don't cry. Don't cry. I don't like bacon. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, hold on now. When it came to pineapple on pizza, and everyone was freaking out over that, I was like, you know what? Okay, I can see your point of view. You're wrong, but I can see your point of view. When it comes to bacon, who doesn't like bacon? It's awesome. It's literally like crusty, tasty nuggets of heaven. Just know. Okay, that's fine. Back off. Okay, I wasn't going that far with it. It was just a fucking joke. Relax. Okay, put the gun down. I don't live on Earth. I live in a giant cardboard box floating around Mars. Good for you. I mean, could you land on Mars though? Start colonizing that shit. Just I don't know, plant some potatoes. Mark Watney did it. It's bound to be possible. He did it. If he can do it, anybody can do it. Movies don't lie. Land on that Mars. Claim it as your own. Start colonizing. We'll meet you there in about 100 years. Uranus is massive. Sean, 2016.
Oh, yeah.
Gold. I mean, that's going to be Sean 2016, 2017, 2018. Just change the number after each time. It's going to be funny no matter what year it is. Hi, Jack. You motherfucker. You fuck your best friend's mother once and all of a sudden you're a motherfucker. I mean, sure, if you want to get technical and fight over semantics and just because I don't use air quotes properly, doesn't mean I'm a motherfucker. Not all heroes wear capes. Well, yeah. Very few superheroes actually wear capes. Have you ever heard of someone called Spider-Man? Best superhero? Captain America? Iron Man? Tons of them actually don't wear capes. I love your eyes, Jack! Okay. Jesus Christ. Yelling at me like that. I mean, I know I yell at you all the time, and it's probably fair game to yell back at me, but you can't have my eyes. They're mine. I need to keep them inside my head. How else would I see how awesome I am? When Jack is louder than a megaphone. I still don't know what you're talking about! I learned how YouTubers collect their money. This magical place called a bank. They take all your money, they put it in a nice little thing, they keep it there, and whenever you need it, you can just take money out of it. It's great, it's amazing. They don't even charge that much. What kind of mic do you use for your videos? I use this one. It is a Neumann... Oh God, sorry. Into the back of it. It's a Neumann, or Newman, or however you want to pronounce it. It's a Neumann U87AI, which is like a really professional studio-grade voiceover microphone, because I wanted to get it, if I'm going to plan on doing more voice acting stuff in the future, and try to get better at it, I need some of the best equipment that I can get. And I want the YouTube videos to sound really good as well. So I try to get the best stuff that I can. And it works really well. I really like it a lot, because I used to suffer a lot from background noise whenever I record stuff, to be this like hiss in the background with any mic that I've had in any room that I've used it in, but this is dead silent and it's amazing. And it also makes your voice sound awesome. I always feel so energetic after watching Jack's videos. That's great. Go out there, use that energy, punch everything in the face. Just not people, because that'll get you arrested. But go out there and punch life in the face. If life gets you down, if life is being a bit of a bitch today, just go out there and kick it in its face and say, hey, not today, life. No, today, happiness is my best friend. Put your arm around happiness and then walk down the street together. Life will be crying itself to sleep. Hey, Jack, did you play a role in Asdf Movie 10? No, I played a human in Asdf Movie 10, not like a bread roll or anything, but I did. I was the guy at the start that said, no, don't jump. Okay, now you can jump. I'm new here. Welcome.
I knew it.
We're a loving community. We accept all. We don't judge. We're not narrow-minded. We're open to new ideas. I mean, if you want to go around killing people, we might have a problem with that, but it's great here. I hope you enjoy your stay and hope that you have fun and everyone treats you nicely. You guys better treat each other nicely, or else. Also, go over to Wendy. She'll give you your sacrificial lamb and your celebratory gun. We weren't allowed to give out guns for a while, but we brought it back.
What?
Just because after 15 million, the guys were like, hey, let's bring back the guns. How do you think YouTube has affected your personality? I think YouTube has changed me completely since I started. I'm not nowhere near the same person as I was when I started making off videos back in like 2012. And in a good way. I changed almost my entire personality over the course. Not because I wanted to or because I felt like I had to or anything. It's just I'm more accepting. I'm more loving. I'm more open-minded. I'm more involved with a lot of things. And I've matured a lot over the years as well. And I've learned a lot from you guys. Just in general about life and people and diversity and inclusion. Different things like that. And I've also learned like where boundaries are a bit more. And I'm not as... I don't know, I wasn't a shitty person or anything like that, but I definitely wasn't as aware of things. back then. So I think in that regard, I've changed a lot, and I think that I've become a better person over the years. And because YouTube is now my job, and I'm like self-employed, and I'm my own boss and everything, and there's companies and taxes and accountants and all that kind of stuff, and I've grown up a lot over the years, and I've had to do a lot for myself, and I've had to learn a lot, and I've learned a lot about technology and computers. Just everything in general has gotten better since I started off YouTube. And it's very therapeutic for me as well. I'm not as... Because I was never very introverted or shy or anything like that, but I'm definitely more comfortable hearing my own voice. Because everyone has that moment when they hear themselves, they're like, oh, do I sound like that? But now I know exactly what I sound like, and I'm more comfortable in my own skin. Different things like that. I'm more confident than I've ever been. Jack, your beard is so majestic. Why, thank you. I grew it myself. I tried to grow it out properly to make like a full-on beard, and maybe just this section, because I don't think, because this stuff doesn't grow in properly, especially on this side. I can't get the cheeks to grow in. I'd like a full beard if I could, but I started growing it a little while ago to see what it would look like, and it's just, it gets very messy. It gets very bristly. It doesn't look very good, and that's probably just the intermediate phase. I need to get past that to get to like a full beard, but I don't know. I like the facial hair that I have going on now. I think it suits my face, and if I shaved it, then I'd just look like a little baby boy. Jack, how loud can you yell? Okay, hold on, you know not what you ask. I can yell pretty damn loudly, but the mic wouldn't be able to pick it up properly, the earth would implode, and the universe and existence would die as we know it, so just steady on there. Man, I admire your hard work. 2 videos a day, such good content as well. Dude, I love your work ethic. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. My work ethic is something that I'm very proud of, because I've managed to be able to stick to my schedule constantly and consistently, and I don't think I've broken it, unless something, like, made me break it, like the internet went down, or something bad happened that I had to, like, take time away, but usually I'm very on the ball when it comes to content, and I'm very on the ball when it comes to what games are coming out, and just different trends, stuff like that. I'm very proud of that aspect of the channel, because what I put into my videos, while you said that it's such good content, I appreciate that, thank you. I know not everyone is going to think that, so the subject matter of the videos is left up to whatever people want to interpret it as, but nobody can take away my consistency and my passion for what I do, and the involvement that I have with what I do and the community and everything like that. That's stuff that I'm very proud of. Jack, you're weird, but that's what I like about you. I mean, we're all weird. We're all weird to somebody. Nobody is perfect, and there's nobody out there that everyone looks at and goes, yeah, they're not weird. Everyone's weird in their own regard. It's just that some are a bit weirder than others. But that's what's cool. That's what makes us all unique. Own your weirdness, because it might turn out to be something that could be very useful. I mean, growing up, I was always energetic and loud and bubbly, and I don't know, some people could see that as overbearing or too much to handle, but at the same time, it helped me get through YouTube. It helped me build a really great community out of that, so use your weirdness. Then nobody else can use it against you. Jack, can you lick your elbow?
No, but can I lick yours?
How do you get your eyebrows so on fleek? You know what? I don't like to control my eyebrows. I don't like to tell them what to do, what religion to believe in, or that they have to grow up and be a doctor or anything like that. My eyebrows can do whatever they want. And in turn, that sort of freedom keeps them nice and fleek. They're good. Just don't talk about them too much, because they'll hear you, and then they'll start fighting back and take over the world, and I don't want that. You watch Rick and Morty? You're the best! Hell yeah, I do! One of the best shows to come out on TV in the last few years. Actually, in the last, like, decade, I think. It's such an amazing show. If you haven't watched it yet, because I know a lot of people, when they see it, they think it's kind of humor. Is kind of like when South Park came out, everyone looked at that and was like, yeah, not for me. And that's a lot, and same with Futurama. A lot of people seem to be averse to these types of shows. But it's so good, it's so well written. And there's like some really subtle, very smart jokes in it, and then there's the crude, over the top, like in your face kind of jokes. It's really good. And the new season started. Well, the first episode came out, and then the next episodes are coming out in the summer. But yay, it's so good to have that show back. Why is pineapple on pizza gross? Okay, I'm just gonna have to fucking stop you right there. You're wrong. Not gross. Pineapple on pizza is awesome. Pineapple going on pizza is like anything else going on pizza. Pizzas are to be made what you want out of it. Sure, you may not like pineapple on pizza. That's fine. Go ahead and eat your non-pineapple pizza if you want, you freaking heathens. But the Don't shit on other people who like pineapple on their pizza. It's fucking amazing. Why don't we just have everything on pizza? Is there any chance that we will be blessed and be able to see you playing on drums for us? So right now, no, because I don't have any drum set here. I don't have a drum set. There's no place to set it up and actually play. But hopefully when I move, I'll be able to play drums in some regard. Because it's hard, because drums are not an instrument that you can just set up and play anywhere. It's not like a guitar or a keyboard, because even with them, you can have an amp, and then you can plug in headphones or something and hear that, or you can play it over your computer and keep the noise down. But drums are always loud. Drums go from super loud to even louder. So it's very hard to set them up, and they take up so much space, different things like that. And I will suck my own father's penis before I ever play an electric drum kit. What is something about your personality that you dislike, and why? Something about my personality that I don't like. There's some stuff about me that I don't like my little OCD tendencies and biting my nails and different things like that. But about my personality, I'd say that I'm a bit too... I don't know. It's not that I'm shy. It's just, I hate confrontation. I hate saying stuff that's going to upset people, or I hate saying stuff that's like the bad guy, or I hate saying stuff that's going to make me fight with somebody. And in turn, that extrapolates out to other aspects of my life. Like, there's a bit of social anxiety there in regards to that. I can still go into a room of people and be the center of attention and talk and be very extroverted in that regard, but when it comes to like phone calling somebody about something super important, I get a little uneasy about that kind of stuff. It's kind of a confidence thing. In some regards, I have lots of confidence, like being in a group of people or going up on stage and talking to all you guys and everything at panels is fine. But when it comes to doing serious things, it gets a bit... It gets to me a small bit. I can still do it, but at the same time, I don't know. I guess I've always seen that as a sort of weakness in myself that I want to try and get over. And then I get a lot of nervous tics. Like if I had to go into an interview, I'd be very nervous and kind of shy and reserved. I don't know, it's weird. I'm introverted and extroverted at the same time. More extroverted though. Jack, if you had the chance to choose to make another intro or outro, what would it be? And just start off a video with like, sup cunts, have everyone tune out immediately. I don't know. No, I wouldn't change my intro or outro. And if I did, I have absolutely no idea what it would be, because the ones that I made now are just stuff that came off the top of my head in the moment when I felt like I needed something. So, like, to think about it now is impossible, because I've done it for so long that I have absolutely no idea what I would change it to. That's why I say I picked something so over the top and vulgar. It's also funny about the word cunt, because over here it doesn't mean anything. Like, everyone says it. It's the same with like here, the UK and Australia.
Actually, that's much
say
better.
it as just part of our vernacular, like fucking shit. But into other
I don't
parts
mind.
of the world, people freak out over that word. It's just a word. Do you have a favorite animal, Sean? Yes, dragons. They are the best creatures to have ever existed. They're so cool. But in regards to real animals, I don't know. What would be my favorite animal? If I was kind of like bouncy creatures, kind of like cats, or something that's super agile. And I like bats a lot as well, because their wings look like dragons. I don't know. I don't think I have a favorite animal altogether. Maybe like a dog or something. Dogs are cute. Dogs are loyal. I like dogs. Dude, your tight upload schedule gives me a reason to get out of bed and watch your videos every day. Thank you. Dude, my fucking upload schedule be tight as shit, yo. That's what's up. Yeah. But seriously, that's cool. Thank you. I appreciate that. It's cool that people tune in, or it's nice to have something for people to tune into at the exact same time every day. It's almost like a TV show in a way, because I remember coming back from school and turning on Pokemon or something. It would always be on at 3 o'clock, and I'd come back and I'd sit down and I'd play it, and it was something that was very constant and consistent in my life. So I've always liked that aspect of doing YouTube and having something constant and consistent for you guys to watch. And sometimes it's a bit of a bear, because there's stuff that I have to get done, and then it's kind of hard to keep the schedule going, but I'm very proud that I have kept it going, and it hasn't changed at all. Sometimes it changes, but that's only because time changes, like daylight savings time will kick in, and then for some people an hour later or an hour earlier or something like that. It's weird. And then 2 weeks later Ireland changes, and then just goes back to normal again. But it also keeps something constant and consistent in my life. It's like I said before, that creating videos here is kind of like my safe space, that I feel like I'm the best version of myself and I'm the most productive version of myself when I'm here making videos. So no matter what it is, I always try and knock as much fun as I can out of it. Sometimes it doesn't always work, and sometimes the games or the videos I make are a bit below average compared to everything else, but it's nice to have something to work towards every day. And it's nice to finish 2 projects every day and have that consistency in my life. Can you try to talk in an American accent? I just want to see if you can. Man, let's see, what kind of American accent do I do? Because there's some American accents that are very neutral. And then there's others that are super like, oh hey, up from Minnesota kind of accents, like, oh gosh. And then there's stuff like, what y'all talking about? We down south, we don't have any accent whatsoever. We're the greatest part of America. And then, I don't know, like, hey, fucking walking here. What are you talking about? It's my fucking dog you just kicked.
Wow.
Like, accents like that, they have to be kind of exaggerated. And then they have, like, almost no accent. Well, everyone has an accent. And that's what I always find funny. People are like, I don't have an accent. It's like, every single person on the planet has an accent. Just some are thicker than others. But the more neutral accents are harder to do, because those are the ones that make you sound actually American, or like part of the culture. It's the exaggerated accents that everyone's like, oh, those are the accents everybody does. Like when everyone talks in Irish, they all talk like this. We don't fucking talk like that. But I guess if I wanted to sound American, I would just talk like this, and me and my pals would go out and get in the car and we go get a few beers. I don't know. It's hard to get a very natural sounding accent. Some actors can do it very well, but it's stuff I'd love to learn and go into like some sort of speech training to try and train my voice to be able to do different things. What's the best thing about living in Ireland? Ah, sure, jazz is the accent, isn't it? The accent and all the beer. I don't know. I like some parts of Ireland. I like the nature of Ireland. Because there's very few places in the world that are as green as Ireland and as rural looking. Because you can drive down, because I live in a town, and there's some bigger cities in Ireland, and that's great, but they don't compare to anything that's in the rest of the world. And everything's very old here. And when you can drive like 5 minutes from here and just see sheep and cattle out in the fields, and see hills, and like lots of grasslands. Like even driving across the country to the airport here when I have to go to Dublin, just driving down that road, there's a lot of hills, there's a lot of grass, there's a lot of green. And I know I complain about the rain and everything, but there's something very unique about that. I think Ireland, landscape-wise, is a very beautiful place. And if you come here to visit, like living here, you kind of get bored of it. And you're like, yeah, that's Ireland, whatever. But if you come to visit here, I don't even think it matters what weather you get. It's still, there's very pretty things to see. And we have a lot of castles and a lot of very old buildings. If you had a band, what would your band name be? I mean, I had a band before. It was called Raised to the Ground. So I guess that. If I had a new band now, I'd call ourselves the Granny Fuckers. Because everyone's all about motherfuckers, but no one goes further. Or just something like Jack and the Cook Buckets. Just because, I don't know, the weirder sounding, the better. The Flibby Nibbits. Come up with band names, I'm curious. If you weren't as well known as you are now, would you act any different on social media than you do now? Ooh, that's a good question. Because I don't think I act that differently on social media now. I think I just, I don't know. I interact with Tumblr a lot because there's a lot of really cool fan art on Tumblr. When it comes to Twitter, I don't think I tweet as often as I used to because more people follow me now and I don't want to spam people or I don't want people to think I'm dumb. And then you go back and look at my tweets and it's like, really? You don't want people to look at and make you think you look dumb when you tweet that? But you know what I mean. I don't want to tweet out every single thing that's happening in my life. So I don't want to like clog up people's timelines. And there's things like other companies and other YouTubers and like voice actors and people I look up to and everything follow me now. And I don't want them to mute me. So I act a bit differently in that regard. But I'm still me. I still act like me. I still post dumb shit and I still post, every now and then I'll post some inspirational stuff because, I don't know, I think I kind of need to hear it every now and then and it serves as a good reminder for myself on my social media and for you guys to hear it too. But no, I don't think I'd act any differently. Probably just, I think I was just more frequent If you could go back in time, what is one thing you would tell your younger YouTube self? I wouldn't go back and say anything that would change anything. I wouldn't go back and say, hey, maybe don't do this. Because everything that I've done has led to now. And I'm very happy with where now is in YouTube. And I'm very proud of everything that's happened as a cause of YouTube. And the sheer size and magnitude of everything that's happened is very impressive. And I'm very grateful for that. So I wouldn't say anything like, hey, maybe do this differently. It would probably be a case of going back and reassuring myself that what I'm doing is right, or what I'm doing... Because there's a lot of times when I've uploaded stuff and I'm like, oh, I don't know if people are like this. I don't know if I should do this. I don't know if I should do that. And just go back and be like, hey, just believe in yourself. Keep doing it. Keep being you. Don't change who you are because of YouTube. And thankfully, I haven't. I've kept my morals and my moral compass very straight. And sure, I've changed, but I'd like to think it's more in better ways. Or if anything has changed in a worse way, it's nothing completely detrimental and it doesn't go against my morals that I've started off YouTube with. So I just go back and try and reassure that like, stick with your morals, stick with your guns, keep going with what you're doing, and believe in yourself a bit more, and have more confidence in what you're doing. But again, there's a very fine line between confidence and confidence, because you can go way beyond confidence to I'm hot shit territory, and I don't want to do that either. There's a nice middle ground, there's a nice balance to keep on that road, and just try and reassure myself that what I'm doing is at least somewhat good. Do you like Nutella? Nutella's a funny thing. I used to love Nutella when I was younger because it was like, oh, I get to eat chocolate on bread. I get to eat chocolate for breakfast. Like that kind of thing when I was younger. But now I'm like, I can't. Chocolate is a very weird thing. And that's how you know you're old, is when you can't eat a bunch of chocolate and not feel sick anymore. I learned that when I turned 24, I think. It was the moment I was like, eating all these sweets and I was like, I'm done. I feel sick. I was like, what is happening to me? What is going on? I've never felt like this before. What is happening? I have like 14 euros worth of chocolate left here and I'm not able to eat it. So when it comes to Nutella now, I'm like, I can't. I can't anymore. I'm an old man. I'm an old man with saggy balls and grey hair. What's your favourite sound? Have you ever been extremely drunk before? Sure, I was a young Irishman at one point. Yeah, I have. I think when I was 17, yes, I shouldn't have been drinking at that age. You drink when you're 18 or 21, wherever the hell you're from. But come on, everybody drinks before the legal age. That's just a natural thing that happens. The most drunk I've ever been is when I was 17. And I went out drinking. My best friend at the time, had just turned 18. And it was actually when he turned 18 that I started to lose him to... I don't know, he kind of became an asshole after that. I'm sure he's settled down a bit now, but back then, when he turned 18, it was like all drink and all girls. But when he turned 18, we went to a place that weren't super strict on ID, so we went drinking there, and I drank a lot of beer, and then we moved on to shots, and I drank vodka, and I can't drink vodka. That was the moment I couldn't drink vodka. Every time after that, I've puked when I drink vodka. Vodka and cider I can't do anymore, because it just reminds me of being 17. And I drank a lot, and got super drunk to a point where I was basically unconscious most of the night. And I went into a bathroom in a Chippers to try and go to the toilet. I shit my pants. No word of a lie, shit my pants. I'm not afraid to admit that. And my girlfriend at the time, thankfully, helped me. It wasn't that bad. And then I puked on myself then not long after that. We were sitting in a park waiting for a taxi to arrive. I puked on myself. Again, it wasn't an insane amount of vomit or anything like that. It was just more liquid than anything. And then we got in the taxi and went home. And I hugged my mother at the front door. And covered in puke with shit in my own pants. Good night. Yeah, probably TMI, but fuck it. Why not? I'm human. I've done stupid things. And I think that's kind of a moment when I realized... I remember after that, actually, the morning after, I was texting my friend who had turned 18, and I was like, I'm never drinking that much ever again. And he said, yeah, same. And he agreed. And then 2 hours later, he was in the pub getting drunk again, because he turned 18.
Oh, God, not again.
That was when he kind of changed. So, it's a bit weird. I don't know if he actually still knows who I am, or if he knows I do YouTube, or if he'd even watch this or anything like that. But... That was a weird moment back then. Man, memories. It'd be fun to run into him again, actually, or any of my friends from back then, and just chat with them, because I've matured, I'm sure they've matured, I hope they've matured since then, so it'd be cool to talk to each other as adults, pushing 30. Jesus, fuck. So, there you go, a little insight into my history. That you're going to get your Shadow of the Colossus tattoo. Probably when I move to Brighton, I think that I'm going to get it. It's going to be over here, I think. And I'm going to get some more tattoos after that. Nothing big or major. This is probably actually the biggest one I'm gonna get.
My apologies.
I like symbols, and I like
It's for,
designs, and I like runes, and I like...
it's for
just very
me.
simple,
This is
minimalistic
showing my face. That's why.
So I'm going to get some more stuff like that, and kind of dot them
That's
around
why I
my
had to do
arms,
it.
because I think
Because
they look cool.
without light, they can't see my
I would
face.
get it here, but they're booked up until
Do you want that back on?
No, this will be fine.
and I'm hoping
I don't know how long it's gonna take.
I
I don't know how long
it's
this
I
stupid
don't know,
thing.
nice thing to christen the move with. What would you want to be remembered for after your death? I'd like to know that I made some sort of difference. That I didn't do this YouTube thing and everyone just forgot about me. And when I die, there's like... Not to say that I want some sort of big fanfare or celebration or anything like that. I just want to be happy in the knowledge that I made some people smile or I made some people laugh. And from what I've heard, I've already done that, so that makes me happy. But I'd like to think that I'd make some sort of lasting impact on people. That I was a nice enough person that people remember me for that. As they say, I'd rather live and die being the hero instead of living long enough to see myself become the villain. In a way, not that I think that I'd ever turn into a bad person or anything like that, but I would like to be remembered fondly and not die in any sort of regard of people being like, yeah, that guy was actually an asshole. He started off really nice and then he turned into a dickhead. Or anything like that. I don't have any plans to die anytime soon. I mean, in 1,000 years or something, yeah, probably I will. But right now... I don't know. I just want to know that maybe I helped people. What's your favorite voice to do? Probably the ones that are the most consistently easy to do. Like Papyrus, the... Hello, human. I am Papyrus. Because it's very easy to do any sort of words in that voice. Because it's a voice that I made up myself. I mean, it's based off like Skeletor and things like that. But at the same time, it's very easy to do and I can talk all sentences in that voice. When you're doing an impression of something else, it's harder to do because you're doing somebody else's voice. So, something like that, I think. And that was I think was the most fun to do at the time. So, probably that one. What's the strangest thing you've ever eaten? Up until, like, October, November of last year, it would have been sheep's heart. Because my mother went to the butcher's one day and she bought a bunch of meat and they gave her a sheep's heart just to try out, to see what it was like, and she cooked it and I ate that and it's weird. I mean, it just tastes kind of like beef or just lamb, but at the same time you know it's a heart and it has a weird consistency to it. So it wasn't bad, but it was just weird knowing it was that. But November last year when I went and did Scare PewDiePie Season 2, I had to eat a sheep's brain for that, a raw, cold sheep's brain, and that very closely made me vomit. Because I'm not going to get to the point where I eat something that's going to make me vomit. If it's going to make me vomit, that's gone out of my mouth. Fuck you, I'm not eating that. I'm not vomiting for your pleasure. So, that was gross. It was disgusting. Is there a playthrough that you regret playing? Alternatively, is there one that you're really proud of? Let's start with the proud ones first, because I think that's easier. I'm very proud of the Undertale Let's Play, the Last Guardian Let's Play. I'm proud of the Papers, Please one. I'm proud of the Night in the Woods playthrough. Those kinds of ones. The Undertale one is the most consistent one that I'm proud of because there was so much in that. It was a big game. It was one that I didn't know was going to do as well as it did. I actually had no hopes for it at all, and then it blew me away when I uploaded each episode of it, and I've never had that happen with like a long Let's Play.
I'm tired.
The long Let's Plays are the ones that kind of
afterwards, I will be done with videos afterwards.
People are super into them, but at the same time, they're never screaming for the next episode, and Undertale was one of those. And I'm very proud of the amount of stuff that I got into that, because there's a lot of stuff in that game, and I managed to find like 90% of it, or at least I did most of the best parts. There was nothing that I skipped or really missed, except for very obscure things. So I'm happy with that. And then I did the genocide route of it, which I didn't think people were going to like. A second kind of playthrough of it, and I didn't think I'd be able to defeat Sans at the end of it, because that was such a hard thing to do, and I'm not the best gamer, so to be able to do that, I'm still super proud of being able to beat him and finish off that series. It took me like 4 hours to actually just record that boss fight, so I'm very proud of that. And I did lots of cool voices, I had a cool story, very cool series. Ones that I regret, I don't know. I know one that I regret. Quantum Break is a series that I regret. 3 episodes of it, and it had so many technical difficulties to record. It wasn't the best game in the world either, so it kind of got a bit boring. I got bored of it, people seemed to get bored of it. Then it just had constant desync issues, no matter what I did. So it was a pain in the fucking ass to edit as well, and recording hour-long episodes of that just to spend like 2 to 3 hours chopping all the pieces up and resyncing them all. Way too much effort. So I kind of regret starting that, because I never finished it and never will. So, probably Quantum Break. If video games didn't exist in this world, what would Jack do? Jack would probably spend all his time jacking off. I don't know, I'd probably get really into movies or something then, because I'm a huge fan of just entertainment in general, like music, movies, video games, any of that kind of stuff. Art, books. I'm not really into books, but I like the idea of them. So I'd probably just move my passion somewhere else. I'd probably still continue to play drums more consistently. And while I hope to get back into that eventually at some point in my life, I probably would still keep doing it. And I'd like to probably pursue music a whole lot more. Because one thing I regret, because I probably have ADD, and I found myself getting even worse with that. Whenever I'm trying to say stuff, my mind gets so distracted, and I completely forget what I'm saying. Or I get distracted by stuff all around me, and I forget what the start of my train of thought was. And I thought I was just going crazy, but it's probably just ADD kicking in. So when it came to music, theory was something that I could never just hold on to. I could never retain that. That's the reason I never really got into reading books as well. So my brain just shuts off after a while. Drums were great, because drums are very visual. I didn't have to learn theory. There is theory to them, and I'd be a much better drummer if I learned that. But I could just sit down and I could just beat stuff. And looking at other people play, I could just, like, learn that as I went. It was a very, very visual, and there was a lot of feedback in it whenever I played them. So that was something I could pick up very easily without having to learn any theory. But when it came to keyboards or guitar, there was stuff all about chords and progressions and circle of fifths and sharps and minors and all that type of stuff that you had to learn to get into it. And sure, there's a certain degree you can just look at other people play and mimic that, but I could never just retain the knowledge of music theory. So I'd like to maybe get back into that and absorb myself into it so much that it just kind of stayed with me. Because I would like to learn keyboard, but I have no patience for it. I wonder, how would your old intro, hello all you beautiful people, sound in the style of your current intro? So the old intro was, hello all you beautiful people out there. My name is Jacksepticeye. So in the current style, it would probably be, hello you beautiful people out there. My name is Jacksepticeye. Just completely over the top and in your face. That's funny. Do you know what time you were born? I was born at party time, baby! Have you ever had a panic attack? I've never had a full-on debilitating panic attack where I stopped and started shaking and couldn't breathe properly or anything like that. I have had mild panic syndrome, I guess you could call it, where something happened, and it was this year. It was a couple of months ago, and stuff just really got to me, and I was kind of freaking out about a bunch of stuff. I'm not going to get into details, but I kind of sat down. I was like, I need to distract myself. I need to do something, or else I'm gonna collapse or something like that. It really got to me, and I started to like tense up, and I started to have that shortness of breath feeling, and my heart was pounding. So it was weird. I was very close to having a full-on panic attack. How heavy do you think a sack of tits would be? I don't know. I guess it would depend on how many tits are in said sack. I mean, we're really gonna have to do the math of here, and like, each boob is not the same. They don't weigh the same. You're not really going to get a consistent weight out of each boob. So putting them all into a sack, yeah, we're really going to have to divide the ratio of boobs to sack to circumference, diameter, radius, ulna, all those different things. We're going to have to decide. So I don't know, 20 pounds.
Hey,
You wanna buy some fucking weed, dude? Chad, no! I told you the people don't want weed. What are you gonna do? Are you gonna sell drugs to my audience? You can't do it. Yeah, I was just gonna sell some drugs. Chad, get out of here, man! You get sick of seeing your face every day. That was something I got asked a lot, actually. Do you get sick of hearing your voice? Do you get sick of seeing your face all the time? But it's weird, because when you edit stuff, and I don't edit as much as I used to, but when you edit things, you're not sitting there listening to the voice, and you're not sitting there, like, looking at the face or anything. You're more thinking about the pacing of everything, and your brain is just thinking about something else. It's thinking about the edit, which is a weird thing to do unless you actually do editing. If you don't listen to every single little thing, you don't listen to every single little thing that's going on. At least I didn't. So when I was editing stuff, I never got sick of it because I got sick of the tedium more than like looking at my own face or hearing my own voice. If you had a mythical creature as a pet, what would it be and why? Said it before and I'll say it again. Dragon. Dragon all the time. Well, no, a dragon might burn me and eat me. I want a Trico. I want a mythical creature of Trico in my bedroom.
Wow.
A mini one.
Wow.
Like a tiny little one that it's been genetically modified to stay small forever. It's like a big chicken cat bird in my room. That'd be awesome. I want a Trico. I want some animals that are that size. Well, I guess elephants and stuff. But I want a big giant cat bird that size. What's the best advice you've ever gotten? Ooh. Good question. Good deep question. Because there's lots of solid pieces of advice I've gotten. So I don't know if there's one singular piece of advice. And it's probably something like generic or cliche, like just be yourself. And that sounds dumb, but it really means a lot. And it really like helped when I did YouTube. Because it's very easy when you start off doing YouTube or doing anything creative. Because everyone takes inspiration from something. And then it's hard not to see that inspiration in the work you're doing. My earlier videos are very like typical Let's Player stuff, like / Markiplier type of content. And then I kind of learned what I was good at, and I became more of myself in my videos, and I settled into it a lot more. And now what I do is very much me. And sure, it's still very much in the realm of what Let's Plays are, and it's not super unique, but I think I've put my own stamp on it. So just being yourself and working hard is a really good piece of advice as well. Because everyone says chase your dreams. And that's good advice, but nobody tells you how much work goes into chasing your dreams. You don't just chase your dream and then it happens because you really, 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 really wanted it and you kept doing it. You have to work your damn ass off to get what you really want. If your dreams are something that's out there and something that is really worth getting, you have to go hell for leather at it. You have to do your absolute best to achieve what you want, because it's not something just saying, yes, I have a dream, I want my dream to happen, and putting a few hours into it every day. You have to put everything you have into it to be able to get there. Unless your dream is something like, I want ice cream, because then you don't have to put much effort into that. But when it came to YouTube, when it seemed like it could happen, because when I started off it was doing it as a hobby, around and having fun with it, but when I really wanted to do YouTube, when I really knew that it was my calling, or that I knew it was something that I really wanted to do, I put like 9 to 12 hours a day into it. And I think that that's the kind of commitment you need to be doing, whether it be dancing, art, writing, music, anything at all that you really want to do. You have to just let it consume you and put all your passion into it. So that type of advice has settled with me more. And there's other pieces of advice that I've gotten even more recently, like just believe in what you're doing, because people will see through bullshit and people will see through pandering. So just be yourself and being confident in what you're doing. Who's your YouTuber best friend? Also, I love your videos. Good question. I know people want me to either say Felix or Mark, and while they're friends, they're not best friends. They're not like, because they live in different countries and I don't get to hang out with them all that often, and I don't talk to them that much as people seem to think that we talk all the time. So, I mean, they're still very good friends, and don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to say anything bad. It's just that when it comes to best friends, I think either Robin or Sina, since she does YouTube now as well, And Robin has his own channel, so they technically count as YouTubers, so I'd say that they're my best friends. Does Bruno Mars is gay? I don't know, man. The rumor come out. It was the biggest headline in the long time ago. If you had to choose, what would you say your favorite game or series of last year ended up being? Last year. Undertale wasn't last year, right? I think Undertale was 2015, yeah. Or at least when it started it was. I think then my favorite series of last year is either Inside or The Last Guardian. The Last Guardian probably, because I waited for that for so long. And it had a huge impact on me at the end of it, and I think people really, really liked that. Inside was a bit of a shorter experience, so I didn't have enough time to really settle and get inside people's hearts as much, but I really loved that game and I really liked that series. But probably The Last Guardian, because that was something special. Can you do your intro in Pig Latin? Okay, I'm going to try it, but it's going to be really slow because I have to actually think of the words. Opte foe te orning me ote aye adisley. Play that all together fast. I don't know what it sounds like.
Opte foe te orning me ote aye adisley.
In the first reading comments video, you said it took you 23 hours to upload a video. How did you manage? Yeah, about that. Well, it depended on the video. Some stuff took a lot longer, and that was, like, my videos now, because of the bitrate and because everything's 60 FPS, it doesn't take that long to upload, but the files are like 3 gigabytes. And back then, my videos were like 500 megabytes at max. I think the most I ever uploaded on my really bad internet was 750 megabytes, or megabits, whatever, I can't fucking remember. And it took forever, because my down speed was like 2 megabits, and my up speed was like 0.2. So, to upload something I had to, and my computer was pretty shit as well, so I had to render out stuff that took about 4 hours, depending. I had to bring down the bitrate a lot. Everything was 30 FPS back then. I was uploading in 720p, and then uploads I had to do overnight. I would go to college, come home, record, then edit everything down, render them. Then when nighttime came, I would go to bed super late, which was a bad idea because I had to be up for college super early. Then I would upload them all night and have everything ready to go by then. So, and in the middle of renders, I would be doing like thumbnails and all that kind of stuff. So, I have no idea how I did it. I was just, as I said before, I consumed myself with it. It was something that I really wanted to do and really wanted to work. And it was in college that it started to take off and become a job, so I really wanted to put my all into it and make it happen, because it was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. If I took time away from that and just did college, I don't think I would be here doing YouTube right now. So I just had to go for it, and it killed me at points, but it was something that I really loved doing. What's one thing that you've always wanted to accomplish since you were little? I don't know. Being Spider-Man is probably out of the question. It probably can't be that. So I don't know, because I've always been super into games and movies, something that I've always wanted to do, well, when I was when I was 16, I started playing Shadow of the Colossus. I always said that someday I would play Shadow of the Colossus in 3D and on a projector, because it was, when it came out again for the PS3, they gave it 3D support, and I was like, I'm going to make that happen. It wasn't like a huge goal or something life accomplishing or anything like that. This is just a small little goal. And then I actually got to do that last year, or the year before. I got like a cheap-ish projector and played Shadow of the Colossus in 3D, which is a really big deal. But something I've always wanted is like a cinema room for myself, like a little den area, to be able to go away and sit down and just enjoy movies with good surround sound, or play some games or something like that. I don't know. It's dumb. As far as like life accomplishments, I don't know. Just be happy. I always wanted to do something that I loved, which I think I've gotten very lucky with YouTube, that I do get to do what I love, which is really cool. Because growing up, I always felt like I had something to provide, something to give people, and I never wanted to settle I didn't like, or sitting down in an office or something, because, again, I'm very squirmy, I'm very fidgety, I'm very, like, my attention span doesn't last very long, so I could never do stuff like that very well. And my brother was kind of in construction. I didn't really want to do that, so I always wanted to just do something that I really loved. And I think I've gotten very lucky to do that so early on in my life. How do you feel about this being your 100th reading your comments? It's a bit weird that we're at 100 episodes. And I kind of feel bad about it as well because I took like way too long to get this episode out because everything kept getting in the way. I wanted the reading your comments 100 episode to be something a bit more than the regular episode. That's why this episode is like 100 comments for the 100th episode. So I always wanted it to be something more. And then I was going to live stream it, and then I thought, yeah, I don't really know how that's going to work. And then I ended up live streaming the 100th episode of Happy Wheel, so I didn't want to do the same thing. And then I was going to go on Omegle to do it, but I still wanted it to be 100 comments, and then that would have taken too long to do. So I ended up just doing 100 comments like this. And 100 comments take a lot longer to get than you'd expect. And I got them from like YouTube, Tumblr, and Twitter. And I didn't want the comments to be everything that I had answered already. And it's very hard to not come up with comments that are just generic, like, how are you feeling? And stuff like that. I don't know. So it was kind of hard to do that. A lot harder than I expected it to be. And I probably should have sat down and dedicated more time to it sooner. But then conventions got in the way, traveling for like cringe movies, all that kind of stuff kind of built upon itself, and then I had to do the Happy Wheels thing, so it was very hard to find the time to do it. So I'm sorry that it took this long for this episode to come out, and hopefully after this we can get back to doing them regularly, like every week or something like that, instead of, because that's the reason it hasn't come out in a while. I didn't stop them, and I'm not stopping at 100 either. I'm going to keep them going. Apart from video games, what else do you do in your spare time, and what can we expect in the future? But yeah, most of my spare time is spent playing video games, but other than that, I just love TV shows, and I like movies, and not to the point where I just sit down and lazily watch them. Like, I like looking at them and learning from them. Whenever I watch a movie, I love listening to the sound design in movies. I love looking at the cinematography. And above all else, I love acting. I like watching performances, and I'm just a big fan of human behavior in general. There's a lot of times when I just sit out in public, like if we go for a walk or something and I'm sitting down like drinking coffee, and I like people watch, and not to a creepy extent, but I love understanding why people do certain things. Or you're talking to somebody and you say something to them and then they say something a bit weird back, and you're like, I can usually see in my head why people say that, even though what they say is going against that. I'm like, oh, you got embarrassed now when you did that. So now you're trying to overcompensate by doing this and shifting blame. Through all of that kind of stuff. So watching acting is another version of that. I'm like, how did they just get so involved in that role that it's not acting anymore? They just become that role. So I'm just fascinated by all of that. And that's why I'm always a very good judge of character, because I can see through people's bullshit a mile away. And I'm always super paranoid about it myself, and that's why I always over-explain what I'm doing. Because to me, I'm like, okay, that could be misconstrued this way. That I don't want people to take that out of context. I don't want this, that, or the other, because I'm so overly analytical of everything that's going on myself. It's weird, but I just love understanding human behavior. I always thought I'd be a good therapist or psychiatrist or something, because I can kind of see underneath what people are doing, or the subtext for why they're doing certain things. So not that that's my hobby, I'm just saying that's why I like acting. If you could become any Overwatch character, which one would you be? So many good characters. I'd like to have the confidence, the pride and loyalty of Reinhardt.
My friends, what's with all this standing around?
Or he's always like, my friends, I will be your shield. Like there's something just so like fucking yeah. But I probably fit more with Junkrat with his fucking batshit craziness. A hunter leaves a trap for his prey. Just so weird and wacky. But my boy fucking Reaps.
I need to know where the bathroom is. Death walks among us.
It might sound dumb now,
of course,
but his voice has like modulators and effects and chorus and flangers or whatever on it, so it doesn't sound as good. When he goes into the recording booth, he's just like,
I am the Reaper.
You know, it doesn't just come out like that. What's your best advice for convincing someone that pineapple on pizza is amazing? I mean, if they don't think it's amazing already, should I have to convince them? My advice to them, kill your... God, no. Oh, I was trying to think of the worst joke that I could.
Oh, Mike.
I've been watching too much Bo Burnham. I don't know. I mean, if people don't like pineapple on pizza, whatever. It's their thing. I love pineapple on pizza. I just don't understand why people are so averse to it. How did it get to that, where it's such a strong-armed argument with people? It's like, some people don't like anchovies on pizza. Why don't we attack them? Is mayonnaise an instrument? I mean,
no.
Everything's an instrument if you poke hard enough.
No.
What is your favorite part of having
mayonnaise is not an instrument.
Ooh, there's a lot of good aspects to it. It's really great knowing that there's people there all the time. Like, I can just go to Twitter or Tumblr or YouTube or Instagram or anything at any time of day, and there's always someone there to interact with. That's very, very nice. And I like that aspect. But I think the bigger aspect that I love is how much everyone's there for each other. Not just to be there for me, that I can go and talk to people, but that people are always there for each other to talk to. And it's very hard to make a community that's so big that doesn't shit all over itself. Because we've all seen communities for movies or boy bands or video games or TV shows or anything like that, where the community gets so big and then it starts tearing itself apart because everyone's like, no, this is the best part. This is the way things should be. So it's really nice that this community has thrived and gotten so big and everyone's still so open-minded and so welcoming and loving to each other. Of course, there are bad apples here and there that try to bully each other or that say really bad things, but I don't think that they're true parts of the community. They're just people that kind of come in and out all the time. So the people who have been here for a while and continue to stick here and are super interactive with it, it's so cool. Because I always get stuff from other YouTubers who are like, your community's so nice. Or they'll tweet at me and I'll tweet back and then everyone just spreads love to everybody and it's awesome. Keep doing that. Please keep doing that. Please don't lose sight of that. Don't turn shit. Because I'm still super proud of everybody that's here. And I've seen a lot of communities grow and fall apart. And I'm really happy that that hasn't happened yet, and I really hope it doesn't happen. And I'm glad that I don't have to always intervene. Every now and then I'll step in and set the boundaries and be like, hey, that's not okay. But for the most part, you're all just really nice people, and I love that. If you could change something in YouTube, what would it be? There's some stuff on YouTube that I could change, like the comment system, or fix the sub boxes, like all those generic things that people have already said and I've already said. So I'm going to try and pick something differently. The thing that I changed now is the competitive nature of everything. Because YouTube has gotten so big and there's so many people doing YouTube now more than ever, and it just keeps on increasing day after day, and there's so many different genres of what you can do on YouTube, that it seems like people have stopped working together as much as they used to. Because YouTube used to be a thing where, even when I started, you get in and everyone was so much about helping each other and collabing with each other and doing great things together, and if you did something cool, people were so supportive of each other. And these days, it seems to be, because a lot of changes have happened, and like there's problems with YouTube where some people have gotten a lot of views and then all of a sudden it's stopped, and sub boxes have broken and the algorithms have changed, and some people have died off, and some people have gotten so much bigger because they're cheating the system and bullshitting their way through clickbait and everything. It's turned into sort of a breeding ground for hatred. And the drama channels and the commentary channels and everything that have sprouted up out of it, there's a culture about tearing each other down now instead of building each other up that I very much dislike. And there's a lot of just reactionary content instead of, like, what I do is not super unique. It's not super original either, but it's also, I'm also not trying to shit all over things, and I
think so.
Some sort of entertainment or enjoyment to YouTube, or add some sort of positivity or some sort of message to it. But these days, if you're adding that, it's almost considered that you're pandering or that you're faking it for views, which I really dislike. There's a very cynical, pessimistic attitude on YouTube these days, and I've fallen prey to that as well, seeing certain things and being like, oh, I know why you did that, I see the title and the tags, and I see the way you're doing certain things, and asking people to subscribe right at the start, and bell, and, oh, I'm going to be answering comments for the first 30 minutes after I upload this video. Stuff like that is very easy to see through, because it's just gaming the system for more comments, for more likes, for more views, for more subs. And I've never tried to do that myself, but it sucks when you see that kind of stuff work. So, I don't know, there's a very negative mentality on YouTube these days, and everyone's very cynical, everyone's very pessimistic, everyone's all about themselves, instead of being about each other and making a really cool platform. I really want to get that back. Hopefully that cycles back around again. Because that happened on YouTube a while ago, and then a wave came in where everyone was much more open to each other, and much more collaborative, and much more appreciative of what they have. And these days, YouTubers are all like, my subs are down, my CPMs are down, stuff's happening, I don't know, we have to boycott YouTube, we have to stand for everything, we have to shit all over everybody else to try and get ahead. It's like, no, we're super fucking lucky that we get to do this at all, that there's a platform to be able to do this, and that we're able to do it as our jobs. Especially because this started out as a hobby and it turned into a job, and I'm super grateful for that. Not that I shouldn't be able to talk about stuff that needs fixing, but let's be more constructive about it instead of shitting all over each other. So if we could just get rid of that mentality on YouTube these days, that everyone's out for themselves, that if somebody else does something that you disagree with, you don't have to shit all over them. Just let them do their thing, and just do your own thing against that. What's your favorite meme from the 2008 era, or what would you name your future dog? My future dog, I want to name Trico, just because it's amazing, and ever since playing that game, that's all I've wanted to call my dog. 2008 era memes. I was 18. What were the memes back then? I can't even remember. Of course. I went looking for memes. I went looking for 2008 memes, and there's the best memes of the decade. And in 2008 was Rickroll. How can you not love Rickroll? Because it's one of those things everyone's like, oh, I got Rickroll. I'm like, I fucking love this song. I'm just like sitting there playing the whole thing. When are you going to start promoting equality by greeting us with bottom of the night? Well, you see, Brian, I'm always awake, so every time is always top of the morning to me. There's no nighttime for me. There's no sleep. There's no rest. It's always top of the morning. Everywhere. All the time. Well, it's top of the morning somewhere in the world. How is the diet going? Nina, I wish I could say well, but I'm gonna have to say a big ol' no-perino on the diet right now. Started off at the start of the year, exercising every day for 30 minutes, and then dieting very, very strictly. And it was going so well, all the way up until PAX East we were doing it. Well, until like the week before. And it was incredible, because I looked really, really good. I actually got super buff. I got my abs back. I had a big chest. I had big arms. My legs were bigger than they'd been, and I felt strong. I felt fit. And I had a picture as well of how great I looked, and I wanted to post it because I was proud of it. I took like a before and after picture, and I wanted to post that because I was very proud of the way I looked and the commitment that went into it, but I couldn't because it made me look like a douchebag. If I was the guy who was like, yeah, look at my muscles, look how hot I am, look at my six-pack, look at my pecs, kind of thing. Like, I didn't want to do that, so I went against that, and I mean, I could, and just say, fuck it, who cares who sees, but again, I don't want it to come across as I'm, like, fueling that part of the fan base or anything like that, so you're probably not going to see that, but I did look really good. But after PAX, it just fell apart, and stuff going on that I'm trying to get done in my personal time, and moving is taking up a lot of time, so when I move, I'm hoping to get back into it. And I want to buy like a treadmill for my house, and go running outside and everything, but I'll get back into it. I have a good foundation going right now. Who does your amazing thumbnails? You or Robin? I still do all my own thumbnails. Robin edits 99% of the content, and it's such a huge help, because there's a lot of stuff going on now, and especially now that he's a big help to be able to, like, take my mind off that side of things and be able to focus on other things in my own personal life, so thank you, Robin, for that. But for thumbnails, I still do all my own thumbnails. He does all the editing, but I do all the thumbnails and the metadata and the titles and the actual uploading of the content. And I'll probably always do my own thumbnails because I really like doing them. They're really fun to do, and sometimes I get a spur of creativity for like a month, and I'll do really great thumbnails. But I always try to keep them at least consistently good, or something at least consistently higher quality. Sometimes it fails because I don't have the time to put into them, because I put like a half hour into each thumbnail, which doesn't sound like a lot, but for a thumbnail, that's a lot of time. Compared to some people I know who upload videos where it's like 10 minutes. I don't know. They're fun to do, and I used to love learning new things in Photoshop, and I like challenging myself with it. And I don't want to put away all the work for the videos to somebody else or to multiple people, because I don't want it to feel corporate or industrial. I don't want to have somebody editing the video, somebody else editing a different type of video, and then somebody else doing the thumbnails and uploading. I still like to have some sort of creative input into what's going on, because otherwise it feels too business-like, and I don't like that. Stupid one, but if you've heard of the band Pantera, what is your favorite Pantera song? Dude, I fucking love Pantera. They're awesome. My favorite Pantera song is Walk, which is like the one everyone likes.
Good song.
Yeah, it's like the cliche one that you say you like, but it's a really good song. We used to do a cover of it back in our band, and I love that. It's such a fun song to play on the drums as well. And Pantera are awesome. Dimebag Darrell, man, it's such a shame. For anyone who doesn't know, he got shot on stage when he was performing the song. Some guy had some mental issues, and he like broke onto the stage. I think he killed a security guy as well, and he killed Dimebag on stage, and he was such an amazing guitarist. What is your favorite Rick Sanchez catchphrase? Wait, Sanchez? Sanchez. Why does that sound weird when I say it? Wubble of a dub dub! Or, what's the other one? Grass tastes bad. I mean, it's hard to deny AIDS, because it just comes out of nowhere and it's like, whoa, what the fuck? But that whole sequence with all his catchphrases are amazing. But you can't beat Wubba Lubba Dub Dub. What's your daily routine? Wake up, brush my teeth and gargle children's tears, be awesome, punch a nun in the face, be scream at video games for a couple of hours, and then finish off the night being awesome. I mean, there's really nothing to it. Can you do an impression of Jack Spadicy 2?
Hello, I am Jack Spadicy. What are you doing to my anus?
What is your favorite thing to do in your free time, besides jacking off? Because that's a really great time waster. I like just playing games. I like playing games, and I like watching movies, and I like listening to music. I mean, I don't listen to music to a point where I like sit down and just listen. It's usually when it's on in the background or something, but I do really just love movies and TV shows, and lately I've been watching a lot of comedy stand-up, like Bo Burnham and Louis C.K. released a new one this week as of recording this. So I don't know, I love entertainment, I love media, I love especially visual stuff. I mean, music is audio based, but shut up, that's why. And I like just being outside as well. I like nature. One of the live streams I actually did a little while ago, I got seriously into talking about sound design and movies, and like in video games and everything. So like, it's not a case of me just like enjoying watching movies because I like to turn off my brain and watch movies. Like, I watch movies to study shit, like really get into it. And I know a lot of stuff about movies, and if you talk to me about movies, I could talk all day about sound design, the acting, and the writing, and the script, and the casting, and the acting, and everything. Like, I know my shit, man. We should sit down. That's why I want to like make a podcast so we can talk about this stuff properly. Thank you for being a light in my life when I feel surrounded by darkness. I love you. Oh, it's so precious. Thank you so much. I'm glad. That's a nice way of putting it as well. Being a light in my life when I feel surrounded by darkness. Because that's... I like... The stuff I do, it's not going to change the world. I'm not going to cure cancer. I'm not going to be president. I'm not going to put any, like, huge, lasting, greater impact on the world. And that's fine. If I can change the lives of a few people by just making them happy when nothing else can, again, that's what it's all about. That's the best part about doing YouTube. And the fact that I can have such a strong impact on people's lives just by sitting here with a camera and a microphone and some video games is incredible. I never ever thought that would be possible. I never even thought that would be a thing in general, let alone that I would be a person that was able to do that. So thank you so much. It's an incredible privilege to be able to do that, and I feel very honored to mean that much to so many people. Have you ever thought of dyeing your hair green? No, it's fucking stupid. Why would anyone dye their hair green? It's the worst color to dye your hair as well. You did. Too late. But do you have any big projects coming up? Yeah, but I don't know how many I can talk about. I mean, I had more coming up. but then certain things happened, and some of them are not happening anymore. Maybe in the future, but there's some stuff that's happening. Like the tour stuff is my main priority, is to try and get that solidified in some way, shape, or form. I don't know what it is, I don't know where I'm going, I don't know how many shows it'll be, anything like that yet, but it's something that I'm very passionate about, is doing live appearances and live shows, because I love that energy. I feed off the energy of other people all the time, and it makes me so bouncy and so lively and so positive, and I like feeding that energy back into people then as well who are there, and it's such a cool experience to do stuff live in front of people. It's so unique and so different than doing it here in front of a camera. So I want to do more of that, and I want to get better at it, and then hopefully move into bigger projects beyond that, like some acting opportunities and some voice acting roles, different things. I just want to study and I want to learn. And there's stuff like that that will hopefully come to fruition, but again, the tour is what I'm mainly working on. Waves arms. Hey, Sean! It's me, Greg! Hello! Ride the chariot, baby! I mean, I'm good, right? Aw, man. I really love that voice I gave him, because I was so unsure about it at the start, because I didn't know what type of character he'd be, and the developers have tweeted out that they had a clip from like Judge Judy or something that said, this is the canon voice of Greg to them. And it was the only character they said they had a canon voice for, and it didn't sound anything like the voice I gave him. He was like, first of all, didn't get to talk much in there. Second of all, like that kind of character, but I like the voice that I gave him, because he's super high-pitched and high energy, and just in your face, like, yeah! Greg rules! Crimes! So, I love that. It's so much fun to do. What is a quote you live by? I don't have a singular quote that I live by. And any of the ones that I could think of would probably just sound generic and cliche. I have, like, mentalities and philosophies, I guess you could say, that I live by just, like, giving your all and being your best self. Or not taking anything for granted is a big one. Being myself and not taking anything for granted and working really hard are three things that I constantly live by. And, like, treating others with respect and treating them, sounds like 10 Commandments, treating them the way you'd like to be treated. Because I don't believe in being nice for cameras. I don't believe in being nice for when other people are around. Like being nice to others because it makes you look good. I hate that. That's not being nice. That's trying to make yourself look good. I believe in being nice at your core for the sake of being nice. Because it makes an impact on people. If you're just nice for the sake of being nice, and not to an extent that you have to force being nice, but just that's who you are, then people pick up on that. People gravitate towards others like that. And I've always tried to just be a decent person to other people. And when you leave, that hopefully that sticks with them. That they'll want to talk more with you. Because I've never been a person to force relationships either. When I meet people, especially people that I look up to, it's never been a case of like, I look up to you so much, I love your work, it's the best ever, and I just want to be you. Because if anything, that's going to turn them off. And I just talk to people like they're people. I treat them as decent human beings. And thankfully that's rubbed off on people. And people have had nice experiences with me because of that. And I think there's a lot to be said for just being a decent human being. Not thinking that you're better than anyone. Not thinking that you're hot shit. Not thinking that you know best. Not being cocky. Not being really terrified. Just being yourself. And doing things because you feel like it's the right thing to do. Not because you're like, oh, the cameras are on me, I need to say this thing because then everyone will really like me. Like, never anything like that. I always believe in being nice on camera and being nice off camera. And just doing things for others because you want to. And you feel like it's the right thing to do. Not because you think it's going to get you something. Will you play the remastered Crash Bandicoot on the channel? Oh, you bet your sweet Wampa fruit I will. I couldn't think of the name of them. I really want to play it. I'm looking forward to it. Because I said I was going to play Crash 3 on the channel because that's the one I know most. But at the same time, the new remastered version is coming out sometime this year, apparently. So I might do the original Crash 3 a small bit, not full series, unless people are really into them and really want to see the whole thing. But I might just do like a little recap of it and play a few levels to see what it's like and to reminisce and get nostalgia and tell a few stories, because I do have stories to tell around these older games. Like when I did Spyro, and then I might play Crash 3, the remastered one. Or I might live stream it. That might be fun. Yeah. Do you think you would ever be as happy as you are now if YouTube was never a thing? No.
No.
Not even remotely. Not close.
No.
Not now. Not ever. Because doing YouTube has led to the happiest things that I have in my life. It's helped me meet all my friends. It's helped me meet my girlfriend. Like, so much has come from YouTube that I couldn't possibly be this happy without having started it. And that, to me, blows my mind. That's why I always consider myself very, very lucky that I get to do it. And I never try to complain about, like, numbers or subscribers or anything like that. I try to appreciate what I have, because I could have easily just not had it. Are you jealous that your brother Malcolm has a thicker accent than you? I'm jealous that he has a thicker beard than me. He can grow a great beard and it looks awesome, and I want that beard. But maybe not the greyness in it, though. But as regards to accent, I kind of do wish I still had my thicker accent, because years ago when I was trying to start YouTube, and as many of you know, I was doing like different voices because, and it's also a byproduct of just consuming so much American media, that all the shows that I watch, most of my friends have American accents, different things like that, and it kind of rubs off on you after a while, and trying to speak clearly made me sound, I guess, more American, or just less Irish is a better way of putting it. Not sounding American, just sounding less Irish, and a lot of my accent kind of disappeared. My accent used to be way thicker, like that, thicker, a few years ago, and it's kind of gotten a bit different over the years of doing YouTube, so I kind of do miss that, because I think there would have been a bigger charm to it than there is now. Sometimes you can still hear the accent in there, like when I say car, or charm, or fart, or part. Weirdest and most awkward place you've gotten recognized. Okay, now this is going to sound weird. The weirdest place I've ever gotten recognized was in a sex shop in Brighton. But there's a reason for this, okay? I was shopping for myself. We went in there because Felix was showing us around the shops and everything. When we went over for Cringemas, and Mark and Amy and Cena were there as well. So we were walking around just looking for stuff, and for Cringemas we got Secret Santa, so we had to buy stuff for others. So we thought, hey, it might be fun to go into the section and stuff for the live stream that day. And when we were in there, some couple who were in there were like, oh hey, it's you guys! So that's probably the weirdest one. That, or probably, I think I got recognized in a bathroom before when I was at a convention. Do you think you'll ever do another drunk video? I mean, yeah, of course. Every now and then I'm going to do drunk ones. They're fun to do, but I don't want to do them too often, because I don't want to drink, like, super often. And I don't want to get drunk, like, I don't want to get heavily drunk. It's alright to get tipsy, and it's alright to get a little, like, woohoo, but I don't want to get so drunk where I'm like I don't know what's going on, or I forget something, because that's what I hate about getting drunk. It's when you forget what happened, when you kind of, like, black out. That type of drunk, I hate. So, I mean, I do so. It's just it's hard finding series to do, or a video idea to do for drinking. If you guys have any suggestions, please let me know. I think there might be some fun stuff out there, or stuff that wouldn't be fun normally, but then adding alcohol to it would be fun, like every episode to drink more, kind of thing, and then progressively get worse. That might be fun, so let me know. Would you ever shave your beard off? No! I spent so long growing this. I'm not getting rid of it. It would just look weird. And, well, I mean, I have thought about it, what it would look like if I didn't have my beard again, but I never thought about actually doing it, because I would just look like a child. I have, like, the babiest face underneath this, and it would literally take, like, 10 years off me. And I don't want that to happen. I like how it looks. I think it suits me. So I don't want to ever shave my beard. If anything, it's just going to get longer. And then I'll trim it, but never shave it off completely. Unless it's for, like, I don't know, I grow, like, a big long beard, then I shave it for charity or something like that. But not willfully. Describe your friendship with Robin in an interpretive dance. Okay, that's not really how I feel. It was goof. It was just for a joke. I actually love Robin. He's the sweetest. Isn't it interesting that as adults we all still watch cartoons? It is. And I thought about that a little while ago. That we live in such a fantastic time of animation and cartoons in general. I don't think there's ever before been so many cartoons that spread across demographics as much as there is now. Like Rick and Morty and Gravity Falls, that there's stuff that like teenagers and kids can get out of those things, and Steven Universe as well, that they gravitate towards. But at the same time, there's a lot of stuff in there for adults too, and I find that amazing, and I think it's awesome. And there's absolutely no shame in watching cartoons. That stigma of adults watching cartoons is like gone now, and it's amazing that the stigma over anime is like going away too.
10 minutes left.
Because anime is awesome as well, and there's so many animes out now that are more for adults than for teenagers anymore, and I find that fascinating as well. We live in such a great animation age. Have you had operations in your life? Thankfully, I've never had an operation. I've never had to go get anything done. I've never had any sicknesses or anything growing inside of me that needed to be taken out. I've never broken a bone. Nothing like that. I guess I don't do much that would warrant breaking bones or anything like that, but hopefully I won't need anything like that for a very long time. I mean, it's rare to go through your entire life without needing some sort of operation or without damaging yourself to a point where you need some sort of work done. Because, I mean, dentistry doesn't really count, does it? So no, I've never had any operations done to me. I've never been put under or cut open or anything like that, and I hope that I
me
for
neither.
a long time, because that stuff freaks me out. And there you have it, everybody. Reading your comments, episode 100. Who the
Oh
fuck
my
thought that
god,
we'd ever
it's
get
already
here?
end?
That took forever.
It
I've been
took
recording
us a
for 2
while.
hours. Jesus Christ. But I did want the episode to be something special, so here you have a mega bonanza of comments. It was supposed to be 100 comments, but I had to delete 2 because I repeated them. So apologies for that. It's 98 comments. I feel bad. Maybe I should have gotten 2 more. Let's just take some spitball random comments off YouTube from the latest video I uploaded today. They're not even going to be in this video. They're not going to pop up at the bottom. That's how crazy this is. If the world was in the apocalypse, I would choose Jack as my leader from Jack Spadicy 2.
Yeah, nice.
I mean, I do sniff out food pretty damn well. I am bouncy, I am loud, I am energetic, and I do throw a mean zombie apocalypse party, so good choice in leader. 40 minutes ago. Where's reading your comments with Jacksepticeye 100? Is he still going to do that instead of Happy Wheels?
Oh my
Not,
gosh.
but it's here. And that's actually a great one to start off the series, or not the series, this episode on. And this was never
And
replacing
that'll be
Happy
it.
Wheels. This was just going alongside it. This was just going
The
on longer
longest
because I
video
like
in the world.
interacting with the audience more. Whereas Happy Wheels kind of ran its course. I feel like reading your comments is always going to be pertinent because there's always fresh, new comments coming in all the time. So, there you have it. Reading your comments, episode 100. Any of you who stayed through all of that, absolutely fair play to you. More power to you. You have more patience than I do. Well, I fucking sat through longer because I had to sit here and source all the comments. And yeah. I don't know what I'm saying. But yeah, let's get back to doing these regularly. Let's get back to reading your comments every now and then instead of every 5 months. Again, apologies for taking this long to get this episode out, but hey, sometimes shit happens. But anyway, thank you guys so much for all your comments. Thank you guys for being so interactive. Thank you guys for being awesome and sticking with the series this long and sticking with me this long. Let's keep going. Reading your comments, episode 200. Let's fucking do it. But for now, thank you guys so much for watching the episode. If you liked it, punch the like button in the face like a boss. And like a row. Whoosh, whoosh. Thank you guys, and we'll see all you dudes. So long ago. April 30th, 2013. See, this is when I started doing YouTube properly.
What's up, buddy?
Yeah, that's a pretty good spot. Mini Jack says, believe in yourself too.
Oh my god, that's everything. That is all of these. That's everything in the video comments, episode 100. And it's all over. We're down to 12 episodes. We're down to it. 12 weeks left to the end of this series. Oh my, no. Oh no. Well, I'm gonna end it here. Thank you guys. so much for tuning in for this 100th episode, and it's the longest episode in 2023. And it's the third video ever being longest. Thank you guys. Subscribe. You can subscribe to Jacksepticeye. Subscribe to my channel. Also, you can follow me. Also, you can leave a like and comment. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. For the main Nintendo Switch, Wii U, Snapchat, Discord. Go on Animal Crossing, New Wise, and go my dream. My dream address is down below description. And Animal Crossing DLC out since last year. Mario Kart DLC out since last year. Nintendo Switch Sports out since last year. Fall Guys is going to be a year old this month in June. And Splatoon 3 is going to be a year old in about almost 3 months. So check my Discord. And that's about it for this one. So, I'm sorry guys, but I will catch you guys later in the next video. And, Family Guy funny moments. So, peace, goodbye, adios, bye.
I mean, our vision wasn't perfect before, but now it is. Don't you like wearing glasses?
No, I only wear these because I have to.
Oh, well, you know, me and Positive will be able to see you better get your award with these glasses.
You guys are still not invited.
But what? We're not invited still? But no, it's the glasses. You're only inviting people wearing glasses.
What are you talking about?
Penelope wears glasses.
Patrick doesn't.
He wears contacts.
I didn't even know that.
Yes, you did. You just don't want us there.
Guys, that's not why I didn't invite you. Now stop bothering me. I have to get ready.
Oh, my God. I realize what it is.
What is it, dude?
It's not the glasses. It's not the name.
What could it be?
He's only inviting people that are gay.
Not gay? Seriously? Well, Penelope isn't gay, dude.